Cool. All right, welcome to the Browns Wire Podcast. This is your host, Josh Keatley. With me, we're very lucky to have him. Donovan James just hopped on after a long day of moving to his new home in Tennessee, the Sunshine State.
I don't know about that.
But no, it's the Show Me State, right? I don't know. I have no idea.
No, that's Missouri. This is the music state. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Music state. Because like Nashville and Chattanooga and Memphis, like so. This is the music state. Memphis Blues, BB King, little John, Tennessee with all the Dolly Parton and all the Nashville artists.
Well, now I'm embarrassed.
Chattanooga's got good music scene. Yeah, no, you're good, dude. I don't know. Tennessee's pretty close to Ohio, so I mean.
That's right, dude. That's right. And you had dinner with the in-laws tonight, correct?
Yeah. That's what I just got done doing. So that and a lot of FaceTiming my family and moving and stuff. So it's a process. Trust the process. We did good though. We did good.
You had a nice classy dinner at the local Applebee's?
This like local Mexican restaurant, dude, so good, so good, surprisingly good. Yeah, man.
I figured they had better Mexican in Georgia than Tennessee because it's closer to Mexico.
Georgia's Mexican food's pretty good too, like overall. Yeah. But I mean, this place I've never heard of this place in my life, but it was really good. Yeah, so I'm excited. Tennessee's cool, though. Cool state. I mean, close to UTC. Chattanooga, and that's school that's about to start playing soon.
That's right. Saturday.
Soon, so yeah, Saturday.
That's right. Thank God you found something to talk about because full disclosure, we had a guest lined up today and it fell through. That's all. That's my fault. My bad. Hopefully we'll get that rescheduled, but that was my fault. So yes, Donovan found something to talk about. Justine and I went out to eat at Applebee's on Sunday. I always feel white trash when I eat there. Like, I don't know. No. I think it's because that was the only restaurant in my small town when I was growing up. And like all the high school girls would go there. Like they would work there, you know what I mean? Yeah, like it was like it was just like that white trash, like small town. It's all good in the neighborhood, kind of.
Yeah, that's their slogan. So
I know, right?
All the girls worked at Red Robin in my high school, or like Sephora, or like the mall, just anywhere at the mall.
Oh yeah. Well, see, you didn't live in. I mean, where I lived, there was 10 people, bro.
True, I'm from a place with a little bit. San Diego's pretty big.
Yeah, dude. If I would, it was like the closest like quote unquote like sit down restaurant. So like just imagine 16-year-old Josh going to get like half price appetizers, just hoping to get to second base, dude. That was my.
I can imagine that. Your parents sliding you a few bucks on the side.
Oh yeah, of course. But still, the only thing it up for is the half price apps. Yeah, dude. Like you said, the FCS football season they're kicking off in the spring. So Saturday will be the first week of kickoff for the FCS. I don't know what the schedule is. I haven't looked at anything. I don't really know what's going on. I don't bet FCS very much, if at all. Usually, I'll bet the playoffs a little bit. But FCS is really hard. There's a few more teams. There's a lot more transfers. It's harder to get a grasp on injuries and depth charts. I do watch FCS for scouting purposes. Me, I like to watch, small school guys. Plus, I played at Valpo a little bit, so I feel like a little connection with the Pioneer Football League. But what about you? What are you looking forward to the FCS? You gambling at all? Is there a team you specifically follow?
Yeah, I mean, I went to Mercer, so I follow Mercer and like the SoCon.
That's right.
Furman and we were just talking about UTC, Chattanooga. So I'll follow like those schools a little bit more. But
I believe that's the only conference where every team from the conference is actually playing too. I think.
It could be one. I know it's one of them. I don't know if it's every. Yeah, I know every school's playing in the conference, so yeah, I'm excited to see that. But I don't know enough. I don't know the transfers, the injury support, like you said, the depth charts. I don't really know a lot of the players because the top guys in FCS already entered the draft. So
there's only a couple. There's a couple guys that kind of got my eye. Bryson Armstrong from Kennesaw State. That's a linebacker who walked on there, and I know he's like a two-time All-American going into his senior year, led the nation in tackles. That's a guy. I know that there's a couple of SWAC schools that have some younger linebackers that are fast and speedy and looking to make some noise. It's not popping off at the top of my head. Their names, but there are some guys to watch out for.
I'm definitely looking forward to see Jackson State. I think like everybody.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because that's the school. They're number one in recruiting, obviously, ever of all time for FCS school. So just keeping up with recruiting and some of those guys they have, and Deion Sanders being their coach, I'm going to look into those guys. But I don't know much about the SWAC conference. Like, I'm just looking forward to watching some extra football, bonus football, man. Really, that's all I can say. I'm excited, though.
Yeah, and I'm trying to pay. That's why I keep looking. Anybody who's watching sees I'm looking at my phone. It's not because I'm ignoring Donovan. It's because the fan controlled football. This is the league I've been talking about for the last couple weeks. I will watch it. I'm excited for it. I don't know how successful. You know me. Usually I'm pretty positive. Like I'm like, oh yeah, XFL, AAF. I watch Arena Football League.
Yeah.
And I pretty religiously too. This league, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. There's 4 teams, and they had their draft today. But before the draft, they had like one-on-one scrimmages, and you got to vote on the draft. I'd have no idea what's going on. But there was 4 players that each franchise got the franchise. So for each franchise got the tag. So Johnny Manziel plays for like the Zappers. He didn't get.
What city are these teams? What city are these teams in?
There's no city. It's they're all in like a confined area, and I don't remember where it's at. I want to say West Virginia, but I have no idea. But they're all going to play in the same stadium. I think they're kind of like in a fan control football bubble. It's a 50-yard football field. It's 7-on-7, which I didn't know until 2 days ago. Their website is really hard to work. It's really hard to navigate. I'm going to try to reach out to someone to try to get them on the show to explain the game a little bit better, explain what's going on.
I don't know anything about it. I didn't even know about the league at all until
they're not doing. They're not doing a great job about advertising it, pushing it. There's a couple big names. We talked about Johnny Manziel, DeAndre Francois. DeAndre Francois is a relatively big name. I can't believe more people aren't talking about him. Eli Rogers is in the league. Marshawn Lynch owns a team. Richard Sherman owns a team. Okay. Quavo from Migos owns a team. Like, there's a couple, you know what I mean? Like, that should be enough names to where you should try to desire some clicks, but I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I know Damon Sheehy Giuseppe, who was the training camp hero for the Cleveland Browns a couple of years ago. A lot of people remember him because he played in the community college in Arizona, was homeless for a bit, finally got his chance with the Browns, returned to punt for a touchdown in a preseason game. He eventually got cut in roster cuts, but it was a really admirable, inspirational story. He's playing in the league. Again, I have no idea if he got drafted, where they're getting drafted. Like, they're drafting linemen it's really strange. It's a really strange league. I hope it lasts, but it's definitely the weirdest format preseason wise that I've seen in all my days following, third party football. I even watched. I watched the spring league too. This is more confusing than the spring league, and a lot of people don't understand the spring league. I would put it on par with the last time there was a fan control. I can't remember what it's called though. You might remember Breonte Dunn played running back for it. And they was playing on Barstool Sports a couple times, but you could vote on the play. Merrill Hodge was the coach. Do you remember that league? Do you remember that league at all?
Yeah. I remember. I don't remember what it was called, though.
I can't remember what it's called either.
I remember it. It was on Barstool, like the site, the Barstool site. But I don't remember.
Yeah, this is more confusing than this is probably on par with that.
I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't watch. You know way more about I don't know about these secondary kind of football leagues. I was starting to get into the. We got someone that just jumped on. This is legit. And then COVID.
Yes, XFL would have made it. I still stand by that. XFL would have made it. They were selling out 20,000, 30,000 people a stadium. Actually, Roy McAvoy just got on. He just commented, "Your call football, dude." Thank you, Danny. That's Danny who just it was called Your Call Football.
Your Call Football. Okay.
Yes, but he's actually from St. Louis, and he can attest the Battlehawks were selling out every game. We talked about how. The quarterback, oh my God, the name escapes me. See, I wasn't prepared. I was prepared to do the interview, so I can't remember the name of the quarterback.
Not Garrett Gilbert, right?
No, the kid that was the Orlando Apollos of the AAF. This kid was
Heineke.
No, what was the name of the quarterback from Ole Miss?
Oh, Jordan Teamu.
Jordan Teamu. People were lining up across the block to get his autograph in St. Louis. So the XFL would have lasted. The XFL was just they got screwed over by by the coronavirus.
Yeah.
But that we'll see what happens with this league. It's really hard to do. It's a really cool idea to incorporate the fans, but I don't know how I don't really know how valid that can be. Like, I don't know how legitimate that can be. I just think it might be too muddied. It's too I don't know.
Gimmicky, right?
Yeah, it's too gimmicky, bro. That's a good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You nailed it. But we'll see. You know what? We'll try to get someone on that's more associated with the league and talking about it a little bit more later on. Devontae Turpin is also in that league. A lot of people remember him, the wide receiver from TCU. But anyways, we both won. We'll move on to the Super Bowl a little bit. This is going to be a very short show. Donovan, you went 3-0 in your Super Bowl bets. Is that right?
I did. You did too, right?
Hell yeah, bro. Killed it. We were going to talk about our bets a couple weeks ago, but we got so wrapped up in our conversation with Jeff, we forgot to mention. But we both tweeted him out. We both tweeted out with plenty of time.
Yeah, people were trying to be like, man, you can't bet. You don't know what you do. I'm like, come on, bro. Like,
bro, it's all there, dude. It's all documented, dude. You can go back and listen to it.
Yeah, I'm not killing it like that. I mean, but I won. I've been this year.
You are.
Compared to most years, and honestly, at the end of the season, I did really well. Like, I mean, I lost a couple here and there, obviously. Packers game, dude. And I didn't, but see, I think I liked the Packers and Seahawks games. Those are the only games I really lost. But I won all the prop bets too. Super Bowl, yeah. I was gonna bet on the Fat Man touchdown, but I didn't do it.
Thank God. Almost got it. Yeah. Almost got it.
Who was it? Was it Jensen or was it? No, it wasn't Ryan Jensen. I keep saying that, but it was
Joe Haig.
Yeah, Joe Haig, North Dakota State. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts cast off. Yeah, and you did kill it. A lot of people don't realize it. Like, it's funny because if I give out 10 games and I win 6, that's a good week. If I hit, we were picking 3 games every week, and more often than not, we were winning 2 of the 3. Right? That's 66%. Most professional gamblers are looking to hit over 55%. That's the whole goal. The best gamblers in the world hit 60%, and you did that. I mean, go back, check the notes, and we were both above 60%. Quite often. But I hit my 3 bets as well. I took Tampa Bay Buccaneers just like you. I took over 3.5 sacks, which was I was sweating it a little bit because Mahomes dude, he looked good, dude. I don't care what anybody says about him. He was running around. He looked slippery. It was all the way to the fourth quarter before he actually hit that over on the 3.5 sacks. It was actually Tom Brady who let me do it. And then I took over on Mahomes rushing yards at 19.5, and he was just running for his life the whole game. I hit that. I think I hit that by the half. I think by the half he had over 30 yards rushing. So that was no big deal at all. But yeah, that was hopefully we can keep that momentum moving in next season. But the Super Bowl played out. If you listen to the show, you won some money because it's played out exactly how we said it was going to play out 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. We talked about the Chiefs' injured offensive line. We talked about how Mike Remmers, the last time he started in the Super Bowl, he started on the right side. And the last time he started in the Super Bowl, the guy he was supposed to block won the Super Bowl MVP. We talked about that on this show. So if you listened to the show, you knew that you were going to make money. You just knew it because the Chiefs' offensive line was just riddled with injuries, bro.
Yeah.
And the Buccaneers' defense has been insane. We talked about it. We talked about how we briefed in the argument about Tom Brady being overrated. We talked about how he threw 3 picks in the NFC Championship game, and it didn't matter because that defense is lights out. Levante David, Devin White. I mean, they're just like Antoine Winfield Jr. just lights out. That defense was insane. There was just nothing. The Chiefs. There was just nothing they could do. There was nothing they could do. It's a damn shame though because the Chiefs were the best team in the NFL. If they were fully healthy, they were the best team in the NFL. It just sucks. Just bad timing, but that's part of the game.
Bad timing. It was kind of, I compared the Chiefs a lot to the Warriors all year. I kept doing that. Well, remember the Warriors last year when they lost to, or not last year, the year before last, lost to Toronto Raptors. Kawhi Leonard and everybody. That defense was really good. They had a really good team. That Warriors team was still the most talented team that year, but, they had Klay Thompson out with an injury, and Kevin Durant was hurt. They just had Steph and Draymond, those guys. That's kind of how it felt, too, like, because you're like, somebody was like, you kept calling the Warriors all year. I was like, yeah, but the hurt Warriors. Like, the Warriors still made the championship that year because of pure talent. And Mahomes, I would compare him to like a Steph Curry. Like, changed the game. A fascinating, must watch. Box office. As Stephen A. Smith likes to say. But yeah, that was kind of the same deal. Their defense was just stifling. I mean, I watched, Rodgers and that offense, kind of all year just scoring everybody. Even the games they lost, they scored pretty easily. And they went to Lambeau, won that game, shut down Kamara and that offense. They had injuries too. They had a couple injuries there for New Orleans, and Green Bay didn't have an excuse to me. I mean, besides running back getting hurt, kind of second half. But I mean, Tampa Bay was just a better team in every game they played. And Sue, Pierre-Paul, you didn't even mention them. That D line,
Pierre-Paul was insane.
That D line is now Donovan is a Hall of Famer to me. JPP is not, but I mean, he's won a really, really good career, dude. I mean, he's won 2 Super Bowls now.
You can make an argument.
You can make an argument. He's still going. He just made the Pro Bowl this year.
Yeah.
At his age, with the fingers and jokes everybody wants to make. And then Shaq Barrett. That it was a top 5 defense at the end of the year, and it shows why. Playoff Lenny. Everybody's talking about playoff Lenny. That's my guy right there, man. I'm happy he.
Shit, man.
Yeah, he played well. Ronald Jones. I mean, just watching the former SC guy win a title is fun, but he was a big part of it, too. Really running the ball down the stretch. So
during the season,
Tristan Wirfs
is insane. Yeah, people don't really give. Man. It's funny. I'm not. I hate.
He's good.
He's great. He's phenomenal. He's a freak. We knew he was a freak. I hate. It's so funny because I every time I open my mouth, people think that I'm talking shit about Tom Brady. I'm not talking shit about Tom Brady, okay? But this Buccaneers team is so much better. It wasn't just him. We talked about the defense. The defense was good. That has nothing to do with him. The offense, they restructured the entire – they got the new left tackle. They got a completely new right side. And once you got Tom Brady, he's like it's kind of, to use the basketball example, people want to play with him. So it's a lot like LeBron James, right? He got Antonio Brown. He got Leonard Fournette. He got Rob Gronkowski. And all those guys were key. They were key, bro.
None of those guys would have played on that team. They
Without him.
They didn't even want to give AB a chance. Tom was like,
exactly. And this was a team that won 7 games last year. That's not bad. 7 games is not bad with a quarterback that threw, 20 interceptions. 7 games, they were already not bad. And you add all that
30.
talent and a brand new dude. I mean, it was a different team. And here's the thing too about the Buccaneers. This is why I feel strongly that the Chiefs are still the best team in the NFL, is because the Buccaneers took a while. They lost 2 games to the Saints. They lost to the Chiefs, got their ass waxed in those 3 contests because they really didn't hit their stride until, I don't know, a month before the playoffs, right? And you saw them hit their stride. I just think it took Tom Brady a while to get used to the offense. I mean, Scotty Miller was the leading receiver 12 weeks into the season, bro. You know what I mean? You're cutting out there. That Tennessee Wi-Fi, bro.
Yeah.
Can you hear me at all?
Am I? I don't know if you can hear me or not.
I can now.
Okay. No, I was just saying they were never healthy all year too. People forget that. They had a lot of missing pieces. During the season they kind of just struggled to make it through. I say struggle. They went 12-4, but they made it through 11-5, 12-4, whatever, and they got healthy. Mike Evans was hurt all year pretty much till the end of the season. Godwin had some knick-knack injuries. He relied on Scotty Miller.
Yep.
When Brown came back, people were just kind of like, oh, this isn't going to work. He came back that Saints game. But I'm like, you can't just throw Antonio Brown in and he's going to expect him to work. Like, Gronkowski started off slow. The best game. He didn't have his only dominant game of the season was the Super Bowl.
I know.
The Packers game, he had a couple big catches, but it's just all works. Like, when you put all that talent on the team, it works sometimes. I just think a lot of people thought it wouldn't work because we always see these dream teams and all these Pro Bowlers and talent teams, and sometimes they don't work. Like the Eagles had the dream team, and there's a bunch of teams like this. There's been a bunch of teams that have been on paper supposed to be so good, and Tampa wasn't. I mean, they were good. This is the regular season, but they didn't even win the division. You know what I mean? Like, and New Orleans did, and New Orleans was banged up too. But if you look at the Vegas odds in the beginning of the season, I mean, Tampa was, a top 5 team. It's not like they just came out of nowhere necessarily, but I'm happy to see they put that all together. And Arians put his ego aside, because if he was still calling plays like he was earlier, they wouldn't have made it this far. No way.
No, I agree with that, and I do think that I do want to give Tampa Bay. I do want to give Tom Brady some credit. I feel like I shit on him a lot. He did adjust his game to fit this offense. I mean, you saw it. What Jameis? I feel like I'm bashing Jameis Winston now. I'm not bashing Jameis Winston, but we know his issue. Jameis Winston is not an intelligent football player. He just simply is not. And Tom Brady proved that, hey, bro, like you don't have to. You just dink if they're not giving you the deep ball, you don't have to force that shit to Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. Like I said, he was dumping it to Scotty Miller the first 12 weeks of the season. I think his average depth of target was like 6 yards. And I mean, again, I'm not saying Jameis Winston was the reason they held back, because it's a completely different team. It really is. But that offense doesn't have to be. You don't have to chuck it down the field every time like Jameis Winston was doing, like Andrew Luck was doing his rookie year, Carson Palmer was doing his first year in that system. You don't have to do that. So we'll see what happens. I definitely don't think that they're out of the picture. I don't know if last year around this time we were on your show talking about if the Chiefs were a dynasty. I'm not going to say that about the Buccaneers. I think that a lot of things went right for the Buccaneers. If you look at who they played in the playoffs, they played the Washington Redskins with Taylor Heineke as a starting quarterback and still didn't smash them. They played the Saints with Drew Brees' arm falling off. You know what I mean? Like, there were just some things did kind of go their way. They played Patrick Mahomes off of a possible concussion and 2 starting offensive linemen hurt. They didn't have their left tackle or their right tackle. And then the
Packers game was their best game, because we didn't have David Bakhtiari though, so keep that in mind. But
that's true too.
You start saying these injuries, and it's like, well, I mean, like, Tampa Bay didn't have players throughout the season. They still sucked it up and made the playoffs. Like, what I mean? Like, I just don't want to. I know what you're saying, but it's
those guys got healthy as everybody else was decreasing. They were getting healthier.
That's all. But that's part of it, man. I mean, Kansas City
absolutely.
Last year, what I mean, they got help, and I've just seen it. It's like, you haven't said this, you haven't mentioned it, but people were kind of laughing. Browns fans were laughing at the Chiefs, kind of saying, "Ha ha, you complain about all these calls, but we should have been there, not you." The Browns fans like, we should have been playing the Bills anyway, not the Chiefs. I'm like, okay, calm down. Like,
that's a little extreme.
And they're talking about the what's his name, Daniel Sorensen call, that they would have won that game if that call, was made properly. But I'm like, I don't know if Cleveland would have won. First of all, I don't know if they would have beat Buffalo.
No, I don't think
maybe,
so.
But we will never know.
Man,
Cleveland's got a good team next year, though.
I think that the Browns should be very happy with their season, but I think that the Bills and the Chiefs were pretty lights out. I think that I still think that the Chiefs are the dynasty. I just think that it was just bad timing for them, and then great. Well, if you play, it's just like Notre Dame versus Clemson when Notre Dame beat Clemson. They had their best day ever, and the Clemson had their worst day ever. Well, it's the perfect storm. Sometimes that shit happens. I saw some people bashing Andy Reid's clock management, which was questionable at the end of the second half. But bro, if they wouldn't have done that, they would have been bitching about him, saying, "Hey, you got Patrick Mahomes. What are you doing?" If you would have just said, "Hey, we're going to go to the locker room," people would have grilled them for that too. It's
exactly. There's no way to win.
No, and then they're bashing Mahomes for making those insane passes. But it's like, dude, if he would have completed them like he has before, he would have. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
That's not his fault. Yeah, Tyreek dropped one in his face. I love Reek. I've never seen him drop passes. I mean, if you look at him and Kelsey's stats, they're pretty much the same as normal, except with the touchdowns they didn't have.
Yeah.
But Kelsey dropped one, dude. Kelsey dropped the biggest pass of the game, maybe. Everyone talks about that throw he made, that insane throw he made to that running back, Darrell Williams. That would have been the best play I've ever seen in the Super Bowl if they had caught that. But that Travis Kelsey play just, oh man, you just don't expect that from a guy like that. And that wasn't a crazy acrobatic throw. Like, that was just in Travis Kelsey's hands and he dropped it. I said Reek dropped one. Obviously, you had a couple calls here and there that didn't go their way. But like, at the end of the day,
they got their ass beat.
Yeah, they lost the game, man. They just, it really started with you texted me about Britt Reed, Andy Reid's son, like the linebacker coach.
Yeah.
Like it started with that. Like it was like a distraction, dude. I think like maybe more than people are thinking. But
Can I just say full transparency? I'm a piece of shit. So I get the notification. I'm out and about, and I get the notification that Andy Reid's son got in a car accident. In my first reaction, I don't even read the article. I don't even check to see if he's okay or if someone died. I immediately text Donovan and said, "You see this shit? Andy Reid's goddamn son is on his coaching staff," because I didn't know that. The nepotism, it annoys me so hard. And then Donovan, being the good human being he is, texted me back and said, "Hey, is he okay?"
Dude, I was at dinner with my girlfriend and her best friends that are married, and we went out to this really nice like dinner downtown Chattanooga, and we had just sat down at a table, like fireplace outside. See a text from you, and I was just like, "You sent it before like ESPN, my ESPN alert happened?" Because
I got so many sources.
Yeah, you had it like, and I wasn't on Twitter. Like I try not to get on when I'm like with my girl or whatever. But yeah, I just heard the do, and then I saw your text, and I was like, oh crap! Like what happened? Is he okay? Because his other son passed away. So my initial thought was like, damn, this guy just has bad luck. He had a son that was like, he had one son commit suicide, another son with like a heroin overdose, and then this.
That's the same son.
Is it the same son?
I don't know. I might have to double check that. I don't want to speak ill. Yeah, so I feel like I need to check my facts.
It might have been the same son, but I mean, I don't know. I just know
I'm sorry. I meant not the son, not Britt. I'm talking the suicide. I thought that the suicide heroin son was the same son.
That's the same son. I thought you meant Britt.
That came out wrong too.
I thought you meant Britt was the son that heroin.
No,
I don't think he.
No,
he's like the good son. Well, that's wrong too, but the son that
I know. It's such a. We're not professional enough to have this conversation.
The son that didn't get in trouble until now, but that I feel thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the victim, because I mean that's a 5-year-old little girl. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that either until yesterday.
Yeah,
I went 4 days.
They started a GoFundMe, and they're raising a lot of money for her because she's okay, like she's alive, but she's still in critical condition. So a lot.
What was
she might not be able to walk? She's got to relearn how to walk. They said she's 5, so she just learned how to walk.
Damn.
So that's the saddest part I heard. But he's probably needs to go to rehab or something. Not be on the coaching staff.
Because he was under the influence, correct?
Yeah, he wasn't. Apparently, he was like barely over the limit. But
we're getting into the weeds, bro. Was it like a Dante Stalwart situation where it happened, like it was like in the middle of the road, like, dude, what are you doing? You must have been wasted.
No, so he actually had he had like 3 drinks, dude. His alcohol content was like literally barely over. Like he had a few drinks. I think he was like distracted, but he happened to be drinking at the same time. He wasn't really like that drunk. Like he wasn't like blackout over the limit, and like they had to put him in the drunk tank. Like they didn't even know he was perfectly coherent.
Do you remember the Dante Stalwart story? Because I remember that.
I remember that.
I remember bits and pieces.
Though. Yeah. I mean, drinking and driving's all bad. I'm just saying, like, if you're like that drunk, or like what's his name from the Melvin Gordon this year, like 5 times over the limit.
Oh, is that right?
That's like, it's still DUI, but it's like different to me. Like if you had like 3 drinks and drove home, like that's bad because it could lead to this still. But like, someone blackout driving, like Dante Stalwart is like totally like,
God,
just you can't even like
I don't want to be like bring the mood down, but bro, the Dante Stalwart thing, like I remember when that happened because he was driving his like $100,000 Rolls Royce or Bentley or something, and he hit some dude who was just trying to wait on the bus. He was trying to cross the street to go to the bus stop because he was some dude working like the 3rd shift somewhere and couldn't afford a car. And I'm like, dude, that sucks. Could you imagine the last thing you see is some rich dude's car? Hey, like that's it. That's what you see. It's just that depresses me. You know what I mean?
That one's bad. Well, I'm glad no one died in this accident, so that's good. And he's on administrative leave right now, but
as he should be.
Probably won't get fired. His dad probably will not fire him.
You don't think his dad will fire him?
No, if
You don't think Daddy will fire him?
If he didn't fire him yet, I don't know why he would put him on administrative leave now. I mean, he's yeah. I mean, if you're gonna fire him, dude. This is not like a black and white situation.
No one is talking
about.
It
is a black and white situation. Sorry.
No one is talking about the rampant nepotism in the NFL, and it blows my mind. I mean, you and I, we talk about when we both tweeted out the Josh McCown. Donovan, when Josh McCown was getting interviewed, quote unquote, rumors by the Houston Texans, Donovan and I both tweeted out, "Oh wow, I don't think that's that bad of an idea," because some people were ripping it apart. Neither one of us said we wanted the Texans to hire him. Neither one of us said he would be a good head coach. We just said, I don't think interviewing him is that bad. And we got ripped apart because Josh McCown was seen as undeserving. And I'm not disagreeing with that. I never disagree with that. But no one says anything about, like, when you see, like, the coach's son or, like, there's so many getting jobs and no one talks about it at all, and it blows my. I mean, right? Am I being dramatic? Does it feel like anybody talks about it?
They do, but it's just like, I guess people are so used to it. Like, this has been happening for like ever, like in the NFL. So people are just like, it's like almost like, I think people are like, whatever, man. It's just like, it's gonna happen. If your son, and that's just like life. Like, I've had
that's
people
sad.
Like, my jobs were like, they're gonna hire their son. I mean, it's happened in like literally baseball. Like, I got benched over a kid. I was way better than him, but his dad was a coach. So obviously he's gonna.
We're opening up scars. We're opening up scars.
I mean, we're just so used to it. Like, it's just like, okay, like, I mean, but like, it depends what job they get. I mean, Britt Reed, he's like the outside linebacker coach, so I don't think anyone really cares about that. But like, if this dude becomes like the DC or head coach,
but
that's when people start talking about it, though.
Wasn't that Bill Carroll's argument, though? When I stopped reading the text chain for the McCown thing, is that like, oh, well, no one cares now, but it's another opportunity that someone who deserves it doesn't get.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bill's right. Yeah, I agree with Bill. Like, because it starts at.
He was talking about McCown. He was talking about a different issue, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it starts at grad assistant, and then it's like that dude skips levels. Like, basically, that the minorities they can't skip those levels. That's what Bill was saying, which he's right. That's true. You go, if Andy Reid's son was probably, he just got the linebacker coach job, like probably now. Like, I don't know this, so don't quote me on that. I have no idea. Didn't even know he was on the staff till he just hit a kid. But sadly, like, but I didn't know he was on the staff. So I didn't know anything. Who cares about the linebackers coach for the Chiefs? The linebackers aren't great anyway. That's the worst part of the team.
No shit, yeah.
Like, if he was a receivers coach, maybe I'd know. But
now,
either way, yeah, I agree.
With that said, we didn't talk about that. David Culley being hired as the new Houston Texans head coach. We got grilled.
What are they doing? What is Houston doing right now? Like, the whole staff,
I don't know.
I don't know. Patriots, like, pastor, dude? Is there like vice president of
dude? I don't know. I don't know what the thought process is.
You know what I'm talking about? The
Cicero or whatever.
Yeah, the youth pastor, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Man. And then we got so everybody shit on us about the standing up for Josh McCown. Then they hire Greg Colley, and no one says shit. They hire their wide receiver. No one says anything about how stupid that is.
They had a whole segment on that on ESPN.
Oh, they did. Okay. I guess I was just expecting that thread to light up again, and it didn't.
No,
I'm thinking, are you guys kidding me? Like,
they were killing that hire. No, they talked about.
You hired the receivers coach for the Ravens.
Yeah,
what are you talking? Why?
I think a couple people stood up for him, but like they had known him for a while, and you know, there's gonna be people that stand up for you regardless. But because he's been, you know, he's well respected, and he's coached for so long. He's got like 34 years of NFL coaching experience. It was a lot.
I don't know. I didn't really, whatever he's got. I don't care what his resume is. I know that his last job, he was the receivers coach for the Baltimore Ravens, and that is the worst part of their team.
No, that's true. You're very
typically to get promoted, you have to do your last job well.
No, you're right. I totally agree with you. I think he was the special teams coach for the Rams when they made the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't know the Rams.
Bro, we are reaching.
Well, no, people were just saying, like, he's been on, like, 3 Super Bowl teams or something. And, like, he was special teams coach on the Rams. I don't remember if the Rams had a good special teams that year they played the Patriots. I don't remember.
So let's look at his last 3 gigs. Baltimore Ravens wide receivers coach. Buffalo Bills quarterback coach in 2017 and 2018. The years Josh Allen sucked. And then Kansas City Chiefs assistant head coach and wide receivers coach. I honestly, I can't. That was from 2013 to 2016. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember who that. Yeah.
He didn't deserve it regardless. Like
I don't. Yeah. I didn't say that either, but it just. I thought it was a bad hire. I thought it was a weird hire. I thought that there was a lot of focus on the wrong things. And if you're going to take a swing at a positional coach, why would you that if they would have said, hey, Deshaun Watson had a previous relationship with him at the Senior Bowl or something like that, like he really likes him, then I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. So you're trying to keep Deshaun Watson, you're trying to make your star quarterback happy, swing for the fences, bring him in. But Deshaun Watson didn't even like him, right? He still wanted out of there.
Yeah, he doesn't like him. I know they were trying to get Culley to talk to Culley knows Tony Dungy well, apparently, and they were trying to make and that Dungy and Watson are close. I'm like, dude, if you have to do all that though, just to make your head coach talk to your quarterback, you gotta get Tony Dungy involved. He's not even coach anymore, dude.
Tony Dungy. I think Tony Dungy is a god. He gets grilled a lot too.
He's like one of the most respected.
He's so dope. People hate him. I think maybe it's just people on Twitter. There's always like a vocal community
Twitter
that hates.
Is different. Yeah, Twitter's not. Yeah, I don't take Twitter people serious. Like kind of like when it kind of stuff like that.
Yeah. So if I see slander, I always
everything.
They do. You're right. But if I see slander, I'll go search it to see how many people are slandering this person. Like I told you about the Nick Bolton thing. There's like a group of people on Twitter that say Nick Bolton can't make tackles, and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Dude, yeah, you can't. Those people don't matter to me, honestly. Like, they don't even have a blue check mark, dude. And even if then, you still might not matter to me. Like,
I don't have a blue check mark.
Oh, I don't have a blue check. That's what I said. You know, not all blue check marks. Some blue check marks I don't give a damn about. There's a lot of smart guys that don't have blue check marks, like us. You know, Jeff Briston's got one though.
Oh yeah, he's fancy like that, bro. Bill would probably have one by now if he didn't have 7 different Twitter accounts.
Yeah, dude, you can't only have like one.
He's got at Bill Carroll and then at 11 Bravo, right?
Yeah, the OG Twitter account and then
dude, what are you doing, man?
It's like just have one. I have 2.
Do you really? No, you got one for your podcast.
Yeah, that's different. That's not the same.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Yeah.
But
just technically one for this podcast too.
Yeah. I'm not really active on there. Kind of retweet stuff or whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't like the hire. I don't know about that whole organization. It's not even like
it's a dumpster fire, bro.
Was it Cal McNair, Bob McNair's son?
Oh, dude, I don't. It sounds like it.
Yeah, Bob McNair passed away 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and I mean, Cal's just. I mean, he's hiring a bunch of his buddies, and he said he wants to have a different culture, which sounds like he wants like freaking Christian Fellowship of Athletes. Or something in there because he's trying to get rid of all the knucklehead guys. I don't even know what knucklehead means. Like you have to have knuckleheads on your team to win. You look at Kansas City and Tampa Bay; they got a lot of knuckleheads.
Does Tampa Bay have a lot of knuckleheads? Well, I don't know. What's your definition?
Antonio Brown and Dominican Sue. Like, I mean,
don't compare. Don't put those two in the same. There's a difference between being like an asshole on the field and throwing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What is a knucklehead though? Because Kansas City, I mean, Tyreek Hill.
Right? Yeah. I mean, Frank Clark. Yeah, no, they've got
knucklehead.
They got dudes that have arrests.
People said Honey Badger was undraftable when he came out. Like,
who said that?
Took a chance on him. He failed 3.
Well, he wasn't drafted by the Chiefs. He was drafted by. He was drafted by the Texans, wasn't he?
He was drafted by the Texans, which is funny.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was drafted by the Texans, but. No, he was. You're right. He was drafted by the Texans. But no, people
remember he had other issues too. Remember he's real small. He's not that fast. I mean, there's dudes that are.
This dude got nominated for the Heisman as safety, dude.
I'm just saying.
I don't know how people can like what he has safety on the Heisman ballot. I don't.
He had. I remember
that's insane.
He was great in college. I had him highly rated. But
he was a kick returner too, right? Or punt returner.
Yeah, but he didn't. I don't think he timed fast. I think he ran like 4.5, 4.6.
He was like 4.52. 4.52.
Yeah, and when you're my size, 5'9", you should be running the 4.4 flat. It's kind of like Scooby Wright. Scooby Wright had 7 million tackles at Arizona, won a bunch of college. I'm never going to take that away from him. The guy was a fantastic college player, but when he took his shirt off and he went to the gym, it was like, that was you? You did that?
Tom Brady, man. They saw those shirts they were wearing with Tom Brady with his shirt off.
Tom Brady, yeah, no shit. Well, Tom Brady, same thing with Tom Brady. Tom Brady was lucky enough to play a position where he can win based purely off his intelligence.
Yeah,
which you know what I mean. Yeah, because I mean, even when he was in college, he got benched for Chad Henson because Chad Henson was the dude, and Chad Henson was so good he played pro baseball and pro football.
Yeah, Yankees and Cowboys, bro. He had living the dream. Bro.
Yeah,
Yankees and Cowboys. I mean, as a kid, I don't care what team you like or how much you hate the Cowboys. If you play for the Cowboys and the Yankees, bro, like you pretty much made it. He sucked on both. So.
Played in the minors for the Columbus Clippers. Well, did he suck with the Cowboys? I don't really remember. I just remember him playing and not being very good, and him already being 30 years old. Right?
He was bad, dude. They benched him for Vinny Testaverde, I think. He
had a little bit of a Brandon Whedon kind of career where it was like, well, maybe he'll get better. No, he's already 30. It was like I thought, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I remember. Shout out to Brandon Huffman from 247 Sports, but he always claims that that's one of the best athletes he's ever seen.
Drew Henson
was Drew Henson.
I've heard that from people that played.
Apparently that dude was like a scratch golfer too, and he put up like some buckets and basketballs. Like, damn, what else did he get? Bowling?
I know I've said it on this podcast. I had a couple coaches that played at Michigan with Tom Brady, and we would talk about it, and they would always be like, dude, Drew Henson, bro. We thought Drew Henson was the dude. Like, they would talk about how they were like, Drew Henson's the guy. Drew Henson needs to play. Drew Henson's the guy because he was just bigger, buffer, faster, stronger. I guess he was fast too. I guess he was real fast. But
yeah.
What might have been. But yeah, very interesting. We're rolling into the off season. I don't what else? What else you got? You got anything that you want to shut it down, or what you got? Anything else you want to talk about?
Man, we talked about Drew Henson. That was a flash in the past. I don't know. I think we covered everything. Yeah.
When you talk about Drew Henson, you covered everything, dude. I like. So you're doing these mock drafts for everybody that doesn't know Donovan on his podcast. He's been doing the mock drafts round by round by round. I do think that was a great idea. I had a lot of fun doing that. I think when it gets closer to the draft, I think week by week we should have, because technically we can have 10 people on here. We're not going to have 10 people on here, but we should have 8 people on here, give every person a division to draft for, and then, 7 weeks before, start to do our countdown. Round 1, round 2, round 3, all the way up to the draft. What do you think? Think that'd be fun?
Yeah, it'd be fun. I'm down for it. Let me get the NFC North.
Oh, of course. Yeah, and then we'll divide that. So we'll start to work on that. Hopefully we can get another good guest in here next week. Hopefully we can get things worked out with Felix. I like how I didn't say his name the whole podcast because I didn't want to say he bailed on me. But hopefully we'll get Felix right rescheduled with us. I mean, he's in all the descriptions and stuff, so everybody knows.
We got another guest coming soon too. Josh, I messaged you about him.
Oh my,
2 weeks. Dope. 2 weeks. We won't say his name yet.
That's dope. Yeah.
It's one of Josh's favorite not FCS. Sorry, excuse me. Yes, non-Power 5. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Non-Power 5.
Non-Power 5. Player.
Yeah. That's cool. They're not FCS. But
yeah, and then we have a couple.
I say mid majors because I'm like a basketball.
I know you always do that. I love that when you do that.
Mid majors, dude. That's not like college basketball is like weird, dude. Because Gonzaga's number 1 for 2 years, and they're mid. Imagine like Coastal being number 1 for 2 years. That'd be cool. That's why people like college basketball, though. But yeah, that's a whole
you're right though. That is why people like college basketball.
March Madness soon, baby. Tax season, March Madness can't get much better.
Tax season. Love it. Also, Greg Wood, a guy he's played college football with. He's now coaching up at Akron. We're gonna try to have him on the show, talk about what it's like to recruit in the MAC. Some guys to watch for the MAC and all that good stuff. We're excited. We've been talking to some people, so hopefully we can get this show moving in the right direction. Again, as always, like, review, give us a listen, review us on iTunes, give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down on YouTube. And honestly, I just found this out today that as long as you get some kind of thumbs action, it can be up or down on YouTube. It doesn't matter. It still counts towards the algorithm. So I don't care what you do at that point. But yeah, give us a review on iTunes. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. Now it's the off season. We're pretty much open for anything. You want me to hear about? You want me to talk about my favorite appetizers at Applebee's? We can do that, bro. Just let me know.
Well, mozzarella action.
You can follow me on Twitter.
Overrated.
They kind of are, aren't they?
Hot take.
They kind of are. I don't think that's a hot take because everybody always looks at them, but no one ever orders them. They always go, "Ooh, mozzarella sticks." I think I'll get something.
Yeah, you're so right. Oh, mozzarella sticks. Dude, what am I, like a 5-year-old, bro? Like mozzarella sticks.
That's right. Yeah, but they do sound good.
Girls can eat mozzarella sticks too, like for meals, because like, that's cool. But like, I know a lot of girls like mozzarella sticks. But if you're a grown ass man, bro, and like you're like, let me get some mozzarella sticks, no.
If you buy them, like if let's say
you can buy them.
If someone else gets them and I eat them, like if we're athletes and my girlfriend wants them, I'll eat them. But I'm probably not going to order them.
I saw a man order some mozzarella for his meal, bro.
For his meal,
he ordered 2. He ordered because it was only 6. And he ordered double. I'm like, you're gonna sit here and eat 12 mozzarella sticks.
12 mozzarella sticks for dinner
with ranch and marinara sauce.
Bro, what's
wrong with him?
He was stoned.
They're expensive, dude. Like that's the thing. That's why they're overrated. They're like a six piece was like $7.50, $8 for like.
Oh my god,
mozzarella sticks, bro.
That's more than $1 a stick.
Bro, you can get some wings for that much, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm a wing guy.
Shit.
So anyway, sorry. That's what we'll talk about.
I agree. I'm a wing guy too.
We'll talk about wings. We'll talk about Applebee's and Red Robin fries and all that stuff.
Where we lost our virginity.
Ooh, yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter at Josh Keatley16. Donovan, where can they hit you up at?
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter at Don James Sports. The name remains the same. Yes, we did do rounds 1 through 3, I believe. We're actually gonna do 4 through 7 one day.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. We're gonna do it because I know Bill, of course, asking, and Eric was asking too. They want to just like finish it up, and Luke, some of the Student Sports guys. Obviously, like I just moved. We have the Super Bowl. We'll finish it up. It just probably be next week more so than this week. Just kind of tough week for me, but yeah, we'll get it finished up and put up soon. So thank you guys. Excuse me. Follow us on Twitter at Student Sports as well. We had the predictions on Student Sports for the Super Bowl, and I laughed because we had some celebrity picks. And after I think 2 picks after mine, it was Sir Yacht was our celebrity pick. He went on Student Sports like last week on Lecture Hall, which is our biggest podcast. Shout out to Lecture Hall. And he was on there because they got a guy from Ohio too, and they knew each other. And Sir Yacht was on there, and it was funny because everyone's like, "Dude, like you were right after Sir Yacht. Like you're like famous now." I'm like, "No, he doesn't know me. He unfollowed me because of Josh." No,
I've never slandered him on this podcast.
That's what we're doing.
I've only slandered him before and after this podcast in our private conversations. No. I don't know him as a human being. All I know is that he throws everything at the wall and he just hope it sticks. The Browns are in contact with J.J. Watt. The Browns are in contact with Bill Belichick. The Browns are in contact with Stephon Gilmore. The Browns are. It's like, dude, you don't know that. You don't have any sources. You don't know that shit. And he just does it constantly. Yeah. And I tagged Donovan in one of his stupid things, and he saw.
He got so mad.
He got butthurt. And he deleted Donovan or blocked Donovan. Again, I don't know him as a human being. He seems like a nice guy. He's got way more followers than me and clout and all that good stuff. But like I said, the dude's pulling shit out of his ass, and that ain't something I'm down with.
He actually, I got it. Yeah, I know I'm not down with it either, but I did agree with Mac. He is good on Worst Cooks in America. I actually watched it for the first time.
Who's watching that? Who's watching that? What channel is that even on?
It's on YouTube. It's like a YouTube TV. Yeah, I don't know if it's on like actual like television, but like I watched it on YouTube and I was like, oh, this shit's funny. Like there's actually a black lady that's like there's a black lady on there that's like the best person on there. She's cool.
I am not watching a cooking
Happy Black
show.
History Month.
That's your contribution. There was a black woman on Worst Cooks in America.
No, man. You're surprised to see a black woman on Worst Cooks in America. Honestly, I was surprised.
Right?
But no, man, this show's getting out of hand, dog. No, but anyways, yeah, follow me on Twitter at Studians or at Don James Sports. Name remains the same. Follow Studians Sports. Those guys are doing a good job. I just wanted to shout out Lecture Hall out. They did a really good job for the Super Bowl. One of them covered it down there. He was covering it virtually in Tampa Bay. One of the hosts for Lecture Hall, and he did a good job. He interviewed everybody, man. Gronk, Tom, Winfield, and Mahomes.
Oh, is that right?
Mahomes' dad. Interviewed him virtually too, and Brady, his wife, and everything. So yeah, it's cool. So
I'll have to check that out. I thought you had the biggest show on Student Union Sports, bro.
I'm like third,
Nice.
fourth. Tender Daddy, he's good, man.
Tender Daddy. That sounds like a porn name.
Dude, check out Tender Daddy.
It's about but that his is in reference to chicken wings.
Yeah, he does it's basically like the Dave Portnoy review of pizza, but he does chicken tenders. And he's a truck driver, so he actually travels for his job, and it just conveniently was let me do something while I'm traveling on these trucks.
You know what? So. That's a dope idea though, because there are a lot of restaurants that
there's a lot too.
There's a lot of he's like a luchador.
He can't. Well, yeah, he wears he wears like a Nacho Libre mask or whatever it's called.
Why?
I'm not being politically correct tonight at all. I don't know if he doesn't want his identity.
That's not racist. Is that racist?
I don't know.
They're luchador masks. That's what they're called.
I'm saying I'm not. Well, yeah, that's what they're. No, but I said I called it Nacho Libre mask.
It's a movie. Who cares?
So okay, well, I don't know, man. People get hurt, dude. I don't know, dog.
People gonna get hurt that you ref. You know what? You know what? If anybody's upset, it's gonna be the people that were forced to sit through that shitty Jack Black movie. That's who's gonna be upset.
I love Nacho Libre.
Did you really?
Dude, my friend, I have to tell you this story. I know we're on the air. We need to get off, but my buddy was flying on the plane to go to Ohio, which is ironic. But the movie they were showing is freaking Encino Man, dude. I swear to God, I'm not making
Shut up, dude.
Dude, Encino
Classic,
Man.
Bro.
They were showing Encino Man on the airplane.
Yeah, and then he's lucky. It's a classic.
Or I guess they weren't showing it, but they had it as a selection of movies and classics. It was in the classic.
It was in the classics.
Yeah, it was in the classic 90s.
As it should be. As it should be. Justine's never seen the Goofy movie. She's never seen Cars. She's never seen. I was like, dude,
what?
Bro, I swear to God, dude. I don't know what she did. And every time I go out there, she just watches she loves watching super average movies. She'll watch Transformers. She'll watch she'll watch Aquaman. She'll sit. But if I turn on just something for my child, like the Goonies or some shit, or I watched Purple Rain the other day, just because I was listening to Prince. Yeah, and she was like, "Nah, I ain't into this," because she only watches super average movies. It's super strange.
Dang, hot take. We're gonna have to talk to Justine, man. We'll get Leah on the podcast with Justine. They'll talk.
Bro, dude, what kind of childhood did you have if you didn't watch Cars, bro? That's wild.
I kind of give Leah the benefit of the doubt, my girl, just because she's a little bit younger than me. So there's some movies she hasn't seen and some stuff. And her dad was a pastor too, so she wasn't allowed to watch certain movies. Yeah, so I give her a pass. So
my one buddy, he wasn't allowed to play Pokemon cards because his dad thought they were the devil.
I don't know if her parents are quite that level, but that's great. I've heard that before. Man, I went to school with a lot of Mormon kids, so I know how that is.
It's a little strange.
I went to a predominantly Mormon school. Well, not predominantly, but 25%. So I get it.
No Harry Potter, no Pokemon, no Digimon.
Nah, no Harry Potter. That's witchcraft.
No magic. All right. We've gone on long enough. This was the Browns Wire podcast. Thank you.